Most of you did well on the exercise for Module 2, but I thought I'd make a couple of general observations as they may help us as we move forward. As you will recall, the data owners asked 3 questions. 1, are there any differences between countries in terms of average sales price and average cost price? And are there any differences between makes in a country? 2, are there any differences between makes in terms of average spare parts? And are there any differences between countries for a given make? And 3, what proportion of sales and spare parts are generated in each country? And they asked for visualizations for the first 2 questions and a dashboard for the third. Most of you realize that for 1 and 2 we need hierarchies, because the question is first an analysis at a higher level and then a refinement at a lower level, countries and then makes, or makes and then countries. And most of you realized as well that the direction of the hierarchy has to be different between questions 1 and 2. As I said, this is country to make, this is make to country. So what I've done here is created a drill down, a hierarchy from make to country name, and I've plotted the average spare parts. And as you can see, I can drill down if I want to countries within a make. Now here's the point I wanted to make. Look at the average spare parts at the moment for Bentley. It's about $2,260. What some of you did is you added country name as a color. And see how that messes things up. Because what actually happens is that Tableau kind of adds the different average prices by country. And I now get the impression that the sales average spare parts for Bentley are 14K. So adding the country name actually confuses things. All right. Now, for the dashboard, you realize that we needed 2 visualizations, one showing the sales price and one showing the spare parts. I'm only going to show what you could do to the one with the sales price. So I've created a simple visualization that shows by country name the sales price. And if I want to show proportions, I can change this to, for example, a tree map, right? Or I can change it to a packed bubble chart, or I can change it to a stacked column chart, all of which show proportions. You can do it to a pie chart as well, right? The problem with the pie chart is that initially it's very small, but if you go to format, cell size, you can change the size in whatever way you want, okay? And there's a shortcut as well, so you can make it bigger if you want to. And it's useful to look at this because in some cases you may want to make a visualization taller, shorter, wider, narrower, and so on. You see what you can do here. Now, what some of you suggested, and it's not a bad idea, is that since the owners are interested in countries with a very low percentage, we might actually want to show the percentages. Well, we can do that. Notice that in this particular case, what I have on the x-axis are the total sales numbers. But I can change that to percentages by going into the sum of sales price, do a quick table calculation, and then select percent of total. So when we do that, you see how the x-axis changed from absolute numbers to percentages. I can also then put this, if I want, on the label. So I'm going to add the sales price to the label. Again, initially I get absolute numbers, but if I change this to a percent of total, then I now get percentages on the different bars as well.